This question is for Coach Washington. Torrey Purvey, alumni of Langston University. How would you describe your coaching style?
Well, nice to meet you again. I met you earlier.
Uh-huh.
But my coaching style is I'm very vocal. I'm a very vocal coach. It might come off as I'm very quiet when I'm walking around campus, but on that court, I'm the loudest person out there. It's almost like I'm actually on the court with my student athletes. So I push the coaching style of being vocal and being able to adjust according to the student athletes. Everyone knows the generation is changing. The athletes are changing. The mindset is changing. So you can stay in the mindset of a coach and stick to what you do, stick to what you know. But if it's not working, it's time to find a different plan. So I'm very vocal. I'm very adamant on making sure that my young ladies have that experience on and off the court. They can come to me and ask me anything they need. So I'm a very vocal coach. I'm very strategic when it comes to finding the actual play to compete with these actual teams in this conference. This is the hardest volleyball conference in the NEIA. So it's going to take some strategy. It's going to take some adjustments. It's going to take us getting in the gym and actually putting in the work. It's going to take some long days to get us out of the old habits and old stuff that we're ready to let go. I'm ready to win. I'm ready to be a champion. I'm ready for a ring. I know y'all ready for a ring too, this volleyball program. So I'm super excited, and just know that I'm very direct individual, and I'm very vocal.
Thank you. I have a question for Coach Vincent. You've been here before, and this question is related to athletes' retention. And since you know since you've been here before, and you know the environment that we have, what's your plan to bring students back, and to help them graduate instead of just playing 1 or 2 years and then leaving?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think that it's kind of a year-to-year basis. The landscape of college basketball has changed a lot, especially when you're trying to take over a new program. And at the end of the day, I think you need to get the best players into that program right away and really start that foundation and start that culture. And then I think you can start to really, dive into the retention and getting a lot more, younger high school, JUCO players. But, I think right away, my main goal is to make sure that the best players come to this program right away. I want to put it on a national level. I want to get past the first round of the national tournament. So for me, right now, it's getting the best players out there. So regardless if it's Division I, Division II, JUCO, unsigned senior, I just need the best players in here right now. And in terms of retention, I want to make sure that they understand that I'm going to take care of them both on and off the court, every single day. I think that's the biggest thing for me is, especially my demeanor. I know a lot of things go on with a lot of student athletes in this day and age. And you just got to be there to support, both as a coach, but also somebody that's going to be a mentor to them, someone they can always kind of reach out to. And then for me, that's why I was kind of a real perfect fit, if that makes sense to you.
Thank you. This, Coach, it's a follow-up, but it may be a Coach AD question, whichever one can answer. What's the travel schedule look like?
So the travel schedule in terms of out of conference or in conference?
In conference.
In conference. So we play pretty much Thursday and Saturdays. So in terms of, winning that weekend is going to be really important. Really preparing is something that I'm very, very passionate about, in every spot that I've gone to. Preparing for a Thursday game, starting on Monday or Sunday, and that's kind of, the philosophy I've taken. You got to make sure that you know as much on the opponent as possible. But in terms of out of conference right now, and diving into, trying to get, the best games possible, but we'll play anybody. I'm not afraid of that. We'll play anybody. And I think that's really going to prepare you for, March. So if it means we need to go to Tennessee, Kentucky, Chicago, it doesn't matter where we're going to go. I want our athletes to know that we're going to put them in the best position possible, and that they're, as Dion said, we're coming. So.
Okay, Coach.
Okay. All right, so let me add to that. I will say we did add College of the Ozarks on the basketball side. So there are 24 conference games, is that correct? And so you'll see on both sides of the ball that they only have room to have 4 additional games. And then the last 2 games can be a scrimmage or exhibition game. I will say the date hasn't been set, but Coach will be facing Baylor.
November 3rd.
Sometime, you got it. What time is it?
November 3rd.
November 3rd. So put that one on your calendar. We need some lines in the stand there. As you know, Tony Green, the former coach here, as well, was very instrumental in helping set up that game on that day. So you guys prepare to make a trip to Texas on that day to support the Lady Lions. And then you'll be seeing Coach Jazz's schedule. She has a few more games that she needs to add to her schedule to flush it out. But I feel like we'll be able to get that out sometimes, probably by the end of July. Also want Lion Nation to realize just how difficult it is to schedule, especially basketball games here right now. A lot of people, when you've had the success that these programs have, and all you have to do with live stream, people see what our crowd is like. All right, they see what that environment is like, and we have one of the best environments in the NAI, and probably touching on some NCAA schools. I feel like we can hold our own. So I'm so proud of the alumni, the fan support that we have, but just know that they're going to be very, very SAC conference loaded this year due to the number of teams in conference.
Okay, Coach Washington, what are you looking for out of your new team?
I'm looking for what we call the A student athlete here, or what I would call it the dog student athletes. I want dogs. I want passionate young ladies. I go off a motto of the triple D. I'm from Dallas. Okay, so we go off of discipline, dedication, determination. You have to be dedicated to my program. I want all of it. Academics comes first, but at the end of the day, we are here to win as well. Okay, so I want someone that's here that actually is passionate about what they do. Every time they touch a ball, they go with the right intentions. This is the actual plan. This is what we actually, worked on in practice. I'm going to deliver for Coach.
All right, so follow up. What should we expect from you and the team this season?
A different culture, a different dynamic for sure. I want to instill the discipline aspect to the team. They have to know that there's a standard and there's an actual commitment that this program entails. So for sure, the better mindset athletes come in. So more ladies that actually are in the books. I don't have to stay on them about the books. Someone that's out there handling business, for sure. So.
All right, Coach Vincent, same question.
Can you repeat that from the beginning?
What should we expect out of you and the team this season? What can we expect?
Well, I would like to replicate, in my personal opinion, what we accomplished on the men's side. Now I say that because I know how you can win here. I know how quickly you can win here if that culture's in place, and that blueprint was written for the past 2 years. So man or woman, the way in which we did things every single day, as she talked about, being self-accountable, being disciplined, the way in which you do things every single day, preparation, that's really big to me. And I think if you're able to do that, it's going to build really good habits. So what you can expect from this team is going to be a really consistent team. I think to be at the top of the NAI, but at any level, you got to be consistent in everything that you do, on and off the court. So, I expect this group to really buy in. It's got to buy in by day one. You don't want any bad apples that are just going to really trickle, to the rest of your program. So to me, really coaching player 1 through 15 is going to be, really important to me. But making sure that they understand that it's going to be a consistent, hard work. And in terms of, success, that's going to be something that, what can you expect, style of play, that's going to be really dependent on, what our roster really looks like come August 5th. I think, fortunately, I've been a part of programs where I've taken bits and pieces of different styles of play that can really fit and mold into those players. So I think just when I have my staff set and just understanding who those players are, just understanding what kind of style of play is really going to fit us as a group.
Okay. Thank you. That's it for me. Thank you both for your time.
Thank you.
Are there any other questions? All right, thank you all again for joining us today.